Hello there guys, welcome to the Intuitive Cipher. Today's video is going to be a love predictions video, so I'm checking in on what's going on with everybody's relationships. Okay, I'm checking into the collective energies that are present at this time in honor of Valentine's Day. Okay, so I am actually going to be posting 2 vids this week. This first one is specifically for couples. So if you're in a relationship and you want a bit of a love prediction reading, then this video is for you. I will have a singles video coming out tomorrow. So, woo. Yes, we're celebrating love. Love a bit of Valentine's Day. All right, it's good to share the love. I'm going to be checking in, channeling messages from Spirit, all about what you guys are needing to hear, what your situations are really requiring, and hopefully some nuggets of wisdom that you can take along with you in your journey and apply them to see some good positive results in your life. If you do enjoy my style on this channel, then please click on that subscribe button below. Stay in the loop. I post videos every single week. Now, today we got to pick those cards for those piles. So I'm going to be using this beautiful crystal grid oracle card deck. I love some of the artwork on this. It's very cool. I like it. I haven't worked with it too much yet, but this is the next deck that I got to be studying. Woo! We're just going to be using the imagery on the cards to help you pick which card pile. All right, guys. So let's do a little shuffle. All right, let's do a little shuffle time. Okay. Shuffle these cards up. Good. Pile 1, Spirit. It's a card for pile 1. That's one wanted to help. Number 4, Cobalto Calcite. It's a stone for self-love. So that's pile 1. All right, Spirit. Pile 2. Pile 2. So the next card we have is the green Garnet, and it's a number 20, and prosperity. Very heart chakra colors. And then a pile 3, Spirit. What are we doing for pile 3? What card for pile 3? I might just do that. Nope, that one really wants to come out. And then we've got the black phantom quartz, and it's channel and the number 17. Pick a number, pick a word, pick a color, pick a stone that you are most resonating with, and that will help to dictate your pile. So I'm going to jump into those piles now, and I will see you in your reading. Bye. Hello, my pile 1s. So welcome to your reading. If you selected the Cobalto Calcite, then this is your reading. If you picked the number 4, if you picked this beautiful pink card, this is your reading. So I'm going to pop this guy just here, and we'll see if there's any messages that maybe relate. With that, let's get into it. Okay guys, so first up, we've got the Death card. We've got the 2 of Cups. The 2 of Swords. So we've got 2 2s coming in. So 2 might be an important number for you. 4 and 4. All right. So I'm just going to start here actually, because I've already got some messages coming in. So straight off the bat with this Death card here, this is really telling me that you are going through a huge transformation, or you will be. I feel like this card is really pointing to the fact that you have just entered this really big period of transforming, and this can be a really beautiful thing, but there will be an ending. There is a part of you that is dying away. There's subconscious beliefs, old belief styles, old belief patterns that you are currently rewriting. So maybe this is something you're working on at the moment, or this will be something that you're working on very soon. So your relationship will be going through quite a transformation because you yourself will be taking on a transformation yourself. There's an element of work that is being done, or an element of realization, epiphany sort of coming through. This is just telling me that your relationship is strong, absolutely, because for me, it feels like either this transformation of self that's taking place happened and then you met your current partner. So this transformation of self really attracted in this partner that you are now with. And while it's very happy, I feel like this is a very happy relationship because we do have the self-love card here. It's a very loving energy. It's a very fun, vibrant, enthusiastic, and fun-loving energy that I'm feeling here from this reading. These two cards for me are just maybe pointing out that yes, this relationship is one that grows together. This relationship is one that is strong, powerful, and this relationship is able to let go of aspects within the relationship that the two of you maybe don't agree with, or the two of you decide aren't good for each other. So you both are really on the same page here with this death card. There's a transformation and change that comes, bringing in new beginnings within the relationship. That was really caused by you getting really real with yourself, getting more in touch with the authentic self here is what I'm really feeling. I really feel like that's a congratulations because it's obviously working for you really, really well, is what I'm hearing. It's like, well done. With this Two of Swords energy, okay, I feel like there's this element within the relationship, or it could be within yourself, that there may be some things that you're not loving in the relationship, or there's some elements that you feel a bit uncomfortable with, or that you feel like may cause problems, troubles, dramas in the future, okay? I feel like they might not be huge things. They're just coming through. I feel like they're coming through in the reading. This is sort of saying that there are some things that you are turning a blind eye to in the relationship. Now, that might just be that maybe you do a little bit too much for your partner. There's aspects of yourself that you maybe even keep hidden from your partner because you yourself feel a little uncomfortable with aspects of self. But if that is the case, if that's you that I'm talking to, hey, just remember that you are actively working on yourself at this time, you know, and that is very evident with the Death card here. You are working on your shadow self. You are working on the elements of yourself that you maybe have never really loved, or that we struggle to love. You know, there's always a shadow self to ourselves of all the negative traits that we have that we need to learn to love in life. This card is pointing out that there are some of those elements within yourself. You're being really careful about how some of your personal traits come out in this relationship, but you've got such a strong relationship, okay? This card is telling me that it's a very harmonious relationship. There's equal give and take. It is divinely guided, divinely protected, and divinely supported by or the whole divine spirit. It's a spiritual unity here. It's really like soul. I heard soul sister. Isn't that cute? Soul sister. Yeah, love that. It's total soulmate vibes. It's total twin flame vibes. Okay. This is just like incredibly harmonious, beautiful, equal relationship of masculine and feminine energy. Moving into the moon, okay? The moon is all about the ego for me. Okay. So we've got the presence of the three selves on this card. We've got the lobster, which is for the ego. We've got the wolf, which is the higher self. And we've got the dog here, which is the lower mind. This is really telling me that the things that you're scared of showing, or the aspects of self that you kind of feel like you need to hold back and hide and prevent from others seeing, or prevent from your partner from seeing, is a limiting belief and is a fear based within the ego. It's a fear that is from the past, or this is what I feel is coming up from a previous relationship. Your fears of how someone treated you in a previous relationship is why you shelter some of these aspects of yourself. So I do have a few more tarot cards just to clarify. So we've got, oh my God, we've got Two of Swords again. Yeah. Then we've got the Devil here. Ace of Cups under the Two of Swords. And Justice. The fact that the Death card here is here over another Two of Swords. I mean, you've got a angel number for one, 222. So you are very divinely protected. There is an element of harmony coming in. There is an element of balance, truth coming out, authenticity, intuition, mysticism, magic. There's all these elements that are coming through here, which is telling me that there is a really big influence from the universe with you in this situation. The universe cares, loves, supports, and wants to be present for this. It's actually coming in with energies to help you in the year of 2022, 222, to help your relationship with these elements so it only continues to get stronger. The message here for you is that your relationship has some elements that can be worked on, but every single one does. Do you know what I mean? So this is why we're here talking about this. So this is really telling me that the Two of Swords is really pointing out that there is this, these aspects of yourself, the way that you are hiding them needs to be removed. Because remember, the death card is all about a removal, a release, a death, an ending of something or an aspect or an old self. But in the back of the card, it's a new dawn. It's a new day. So it's saying that yes, there are endings, but there are new beginnings too. Death card is honestly one of my favorite cards. I love it so much. It's probably a little scary for some people. It's really talking about transmutation, negative completely turned into positive. It's this complete flip of energy. And that's why I honestly love the Death card so much. So, so that's essentially what's happening within you. And it's saying to sort of keep going because there's still a little bit that you need to be working on within the self to get you to the balance that you are so strongly seeking. This act of hiding away these aspects of yourself will be removed. That's something that's coming in for you. These limiting beliefs that are maybe coming up from the ego, or these fear-based beliefs, are what will be cut away and removed to reveal only the truth of you, the real you, the authentic you, okay? Now with this Devil card coming out under the Two of Cups here, this Devil card is saying a couple of things. First message I'm getting is you guys have some pretty spicy sex. And if that's the case, damn, well done. Lucky you, you deserve it. But it's really amazing and important to have that element of temptation, that seductive energy, that kind of that seducing energy within a relationship. It's so important to have. It's passion, fire, you know, it's a little naughty, it's a little risque, and it's exciting. And I love that for you. But it's also saying the limitations or the troubles or the worries that this relationship can sometimes have. You guys also know when to take off the chains, take off the limits. You guys know when to drop an issue. You guys know when to let things go, okay? Even though that you might have that rather passionate streak, is what I'm really feeling. Because you have this base of harmony, love, respect, give and take, you also know when to drop a fight. That's what I'm really feeling. You know which fights, which battles to fight and which ones to let go, which is so important in a relationship, because it's so ideal for all of us to get into a relationship that doesn't ever have arguments or that doesn't ever have issues. But it's just not quite realistic, is it? That's what we aim for. But when we're all here learning about our own selves and then learning how we are in a relationship along with how someone else is in a relationship, there's a lot of things that can be going on. But yeah, you've really got a relationship that can stand the time. Longevity is what I was kept hearing. So jumping back into this Two of Swords with the Ace of Cups here. If you drop this hiding of these traits, you will be opening up into a whole new potential of emotional fulfillment. Because what this is really telling me is the things that you're holding back on, or the things that you're hiding, the aspects of self that you're hiding, or maybe even opinions that you're hiding, is not great for the self. You're not letting out this absolute beautiful potential and this next level of the relationship to be able to go to. By holding back on who you really are, you're almost doing your relationship a disservice. Ace of Cups is whole new opportunity coming in for new growth, new wisdom, new love, new imagination, new projects, new levels of fulfillment, new emotional intelligence, new emotional understandings. There's so many potentials within the emotional field that can be coming through once you let go of this holding back of self. Once you realize this, you'll be stepping into this new love, this new sense of love. It's almost like a brand new relationship without the new partner. You know what I mean? That's what it's feeling like. It's like you'll be feeling more emotionally fulfilled. You are opening up the door to new levels of love. For self, but also for relationships, for others, and just how you view the world as well. So this moon in reverse is telling me that you are actively working on the negativity from dealing with illusions or fears, anxieties, but you're actively working on removing these fears or understanding these fears, okay? With the Death card here, you're actively trying to understand why you are the way you are. You're receiving in new levels of justice because of this past fears, anxieties, illusions, problems that you've had to deal with. Because you're working so hard on yourself, you're bringing in this balance, this equilibrium, this equality within the self. You are going to be working on these aspects of self for yourself. You're not doing it for the relationship to get better, but maybe you're doing it for a number of things to get better in your life. But your relationships will be actively affected by it in the most positive way possible. I see this relationship standing through all of this. I see the passion really continuing, but I see incredible patience from both sides as well. But basically, because you're finally dealing with these past traumas, these inner feelings, inner turmoil, past pain, because you're working on them and you have the best intentions at heart, you're bringing in this element of karma that is completely balanced. It's rewards. It's basically the rewards that you have been hoping for, the rewards that you've been wanting. This is just complete justice coming in for your past, the past wrongs that took place in your life. There's this understanding of the impact that limiting beliefs can actually affect you and bother you and be an issue for you in your life. So now you're actively freeing yourself from such limiting beliefs and you're liberating yourself. You're becoming your authentic self. Justice card is all about cutting away the trouble, getting down to the truth. And you're going to be entering this amazing time of love for your incredibly authentic self, not just within yourself, but in your relationship. So this is an incredibly thriving energy, incredibly thriving vibe. So congratulations on having like one of the best relationships ever. So happy for you. Let's see what else I've got here. I've got some oracle cards here. So the next card we have is emotions are running high with the supermoon. This card doesn't come out very often, I'll be honest. Does not come out very often. So I'm thinking that's a bit of a special, we've got a bit of a special reading here. And we've got, oh, look at that. See the scales? Twice. We've got a new romantic cycle begins with the new moon in Libra. What did I literally just say here? With this, with dropping these, this hiding of the authentic self, you bring in a completely new cycle of love, relationships. It's going to feel like a new romantic relationship. That's so dope. A supermoon is basically a new or a full moon that actually happens when the moon is at its closest point to Earth, okay? So it's when the moon looks the hugest, right? So this is telling me that emotions could be highly charged at this time, okay? Because there's a strong, strong influence of the moon. So I feel like the transformation that you're doing for self is bringing up a lot of emotions. It's bringing up a lot of maybe stored emotions that were once present, that you're sort of digging through, you're working through. But as you work through these things, you realize that all this stuff comes up and it's got to go somewhere. So I feel like this is coming up in your reading because this might be another thing that you're a little bit apprehensive about, a little bit worried about with your partner and him being able to handle it. So I'm really feeling, honestly, this relationship can handle anything. That's honestly where the energy I get from it. So this fear of emotions, maybe you're fearing coming across really emotional. I would just say drop it, let yourself be emotional and let yourself be authentic. The level of success in this reading is super, super high. It's very, the energy of a supermoon is like influx, huge, the highest potential, if you will. So it's telling me that this relationship has exactly that same level of high potential, okay? Which is so awesome. We love that. Expect plenty of good things and positive outcomes because having a really healthy expectation of these things will bring in more of these things. Allow yourself to have these emotions, allow yourself to recognize them, but maybe work on the element. Spirit is saying work on the element of reacting to the emotions. Work on the element of standing and observing the emotions rather than diving in head first. This could be something that might be really beneficial for you or really helpful for you in certain situations that you might be dealing with. This energy as well is really saying that opportunities around you at this time don't really come around much. It's like this energy of luck, essentially. Okay, really take intentional action, really apply those intentional thought waves, those intentional focuses for yourself that are anchored in huge possibility, anchored in huge positivity for self, because the energy that's around you, the amount of fertile energy that is around you, and fertile not in the sense of pregnancy, but maybe, but it's more fertile energy of anything could take off right now. So be open as you want to be in this relationship, but it's saying that the energy that you guys have around you right now, or the energy that you have in your relationship right now with your partner, is powerful. It's a power. It's almost like Jay-Z and Beyonce. That kind of vibe. I love that. Maybe you're actively manifesting that. So well done and congratulations if you are, because it's coming. Something exciting is really lying ahead here. And don't ignore anything that's really obvious. Just be really open and authentic. And if you notice something, just say it. It's just all good, really. It's all looking great with this. Let's jump into this new moon in Libra card. This is essentially the romance card, okay? This can also be with self, okay? It's not just romantic in the like another partner. It can also be with self. This is all about being completely open, completely honest about your needs, about who you are. Pay more attention to how you're feeling and think less, okay? And this is where moving into more of a heart center is important. Your thoughts can actively be what dictates your feelings. So if you're wanting some feelings if you're wanting really positive, good, happy feelings, you've got to be thinking good, happy, friendly, kind thoughts, yeah? So that might be an area that you kind of need to look at. If you start feeling negative or start feeling off track or bad, really look at what your mental space is doing, because that will actually show you and dictate to you what's going on within. This is how you actually deliberately create the future for yourself, okay, and your relationships. Your emotional abilities and your emotional relationships are going to be entering into a new cycle. There's a new beginning that's taking place, and this is an incredibly loving time for self, but also within the relationship. What this energy does require is really open communication within the relationship, and that is essentially how you can get to your authentic self. Communicate with yourself on a realistic basis rather than judging yourself constantly. Talk to yourself as if you're talking to someone you don't know. Because sometimes we would give that exercise more respect than the actual talk we do for ourselves. And if that's the case, there's an imbalance there and we need to rebalance. This is so interesting because this card can also say that this is a fresh start in justice from the past. This is bringing in all things back into a state of equilibrium. You're entering into a time of new equilibrium, new balance, new ways of doing things, or new understandings of the ways of doing things. You're going to be forgiving the past. And you're going to start using the past as a good place for learning rather than a place for existing. This is a huge transformation that you're going through. Absolutely. Now, in the next couple of cards, look, we've got romance. That is so funny. This is like, yeah, romance. And we've got you're ready. So for me, this is really just telling me that you are ready for this new state of equilibrium. You're ready for this new level of balance. The reason that you're ready for this is because you've passed some recent tests. You've passed some recent spiritual tests, and you've passed these kind of things that you had to get past to allow in a new state of being. When you accept in growth for self, or when you accept in new understandings of self, or when you work on yourself, you essentially are clearing out misunderstandings, fogginess. You're clearing out all this old stagnant energy to allow in at this new cycle of karma. This new cycle begins, this new state of balance that you enter, because you've got yourself to this point where you're incredibly ready for it. So you don't have to worry that it's not coming. You don't have to worry about anything because you're ready. You've already passed the test, passing those kind of milestones of, okay, I actually handled that situation way better than I thought. Well done. Done that a few times now. So now you're ready for even a new level of balance to be coming in for your relationships. And this romance card is just telling me that yes, like there is an equal amount of romance on both sides. There's an equal romance and equal love from both parties, which is like so ideal. You are like so lucky. You're so amazing. It's time for romance. There's time for more romance to be coming into your existence. It's time to accept that in, allow that in, and it's coming in for you. Because when you clear out this old emotions that are pinned to past relationships, that are pinned to past traumas, when you deal with them and clear them out and say goodbye to them and let them go, you allow in this new space in the self, this new love, this new ability to love, this new space to allow in love, but also to more energy to spend love. So this is just telling me that this transformation that you're doing for self, while it might feel maybe at times a little selfish, it's really important to the relationship and it's really important to you for your experience. And if your partner loves you as much as I can see that they do, they're going to stick it out. By you being a little selfish at this time to clear out all this past stuff, you're actually allowing in such a beautiful gift for the both of you. So take your time and do what you need to. Clear out this stuff. Let go of these limiting beliefs. Let go of these limits on yourself that you feel aren't acceptable. Let all that go because you're ready. There's romance here to be had. There's love here to be shared. There's so much amazing stuff to be shared. That it's way more important than keeping yourself chained up is what I'm hearing. All right, guys. So look at that. Okay, so just lastly, this card totally resonated. So this card, self-love, unconditional love, and self-discovery. That summed it up in one. There's so much like self-discovery that's happening because you're actively working on yourself, loving yourself, learning to love yourself, learning to work on yourself, learning to be the best version of self. And that is finding you this way to self-love that is also unconditional love. And sometimes love for self looks a little messy before it looks great. You know what I mean? Sometimes we've got to clear some stuff out and we have to get a little bit like, while we do it. But it's just because we're rebuilding ourselves. All right, my beautiful pile ones, that is all that I have for you today, guys. I hope this was helpful. This is a beautiful energy to tune into, so thank you, thank you. Don't forget to leave this video a like, guys, because it does help me out a bunch. All my links along with decks and equipment that I used in today's video is also listed in the description box below. So head down there if you want to check out any of these decks. I love you guys so much. Let me please close out this reading by thanking my spirit guides, your spirit guides, the moon, our mother, the sun, our father, the earth, fire, wind and water from the north, south, the east and west, for all that has been, all that is, and all that will be. Goodbye, my lovelies. Stay safe. Love you. Hello, my pile twos. So if you picked this prosperity, the green garnet card, then this is your reading. So welcome. So I'm just going to pop this one up here. And let's get into it. All right. So first up, we're starting with the Two of Wands. Then we've got the Five of Pentacles in reverse. We've got the Knight of Wands. And we've got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Okay. With this Two of Wands, okay, I'm really feeling like the relationship that you're currently in is still in its early days of its journey together, because this is really telling me that this is the time period that you're in. It's a very sort of, there's elements of waiting, there's elements of planning, and there's also elements of making smart choices for your relationship, but for yourself, okay? So this is the time really to set strong intentions, set strong expectations, okay? This is the stage where you're realizing that the both of you can sort of dictate the direction that you want to take this relationship in the future. Okay, so this is where getting on board with each other, about each other's intentions, about each other's expectations, can be really beneficial to the relationship. And this is a step that you will be going through, or that you have already just been at, or that it will be starting very soon. Okay, this relationship has more than one option that it can go down. There's a few potentials of moving places, there's potentials of traveling together. This is the stage of making plans together. So I feel like there's a plan that is being made in this reading, okay? And it's quite exciting, but it's also a little scary, because it's like, whew, maybe this is even like, should we think about moving in together? That just came to mind. So maybe that's what this is about. Some kind of next step that your relationship is taking. So this is basically telling me that you guys are on this page together. You're not rushing it, or don't rush it. This is really saying don't rush this process, because you'll miss all the really fun bits. Decisive action, but decisive action about being really honest with each other about what you're wanting, what you're hoping to see, your intention with what you're coming at with everything is. Be really open, be decisive about being communicative in your relationship to really see it grow. You're in that stage where it has potential to be amazing, but it can also have potential to not go that way also. Three of Wands is all about waiting on the harvest, or waiting on the return. The Three of Wands is about the action of, you're before making a big decision. You're in the process of making the decision. There's obviously a decision that you guys are thinking about taking together. And to me, it's really telling me that the decision that you guys are really pondering, there is a material element here. So it must be something to do with money. Maybe moving in together will allow you guys to save together. There's this element of, maybe you're both a little bit sort of struggling with bills, or you're just noticing how much like bills, rent and everything costs at separate places. So now you're really toying with the idea, why don't we move together? We're together all the time. We love each other so much. Why don't we move in together? But we're sort of like, oh, it's still kind of early. Is this too early? It's that kind of energy. But this is really telling me that this decision that you guys are pondering will potentially alleviate or remove these feelings of isolation, feelings of being out in the cold, feelings of just having less than, or sadness, you know, that kind of loneliness. This is saying that it can be a quick fix because the church is in the background. There's opportunities right outside your door. And with this card in the reverse, it's really just saying that there's going to be an end to this lonely feeling, to this poverty that you might feel, this lack mentality, this lack mindset, or just these elements in your life that are lacking. This is going to be causing an end to that. So that's awesome. Love that for you. Ooh, I don't even know what's doing that. It happened earlier. Next, with the Knight of Wands energy, okay, this is really telling me that this relationship is really fiery. It's really exciting. It's really passionate. You know, it's really enthusiastic. It's that fire element. Remember, the wands are all to do with Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. So it's that fiery passion you know? So your relationship really does have this fiery, passionate element. Maybe you are quite fiery and passionate yourself, okay? A lot of this sort of like red energy here. So I'm feeling like you are quite fiery, or your relationship is always sort of spicy, which is why you guys are so into each other and so drawn to each other and so kind of stuck to each other, because you guys are literal fire together. It's amazing, powerful relationship here. Because this is coming out next to the Five of Pentacles, it's also sort of saying you guys are a little worried about moving too quick, and you don't want to move too quick because this relationship is really one that you love and cherish and want to work. So there is that element of really planning and choosing the steps beforehand so the relationship does flourish, so it doesn't die out from this passion, because obviously this passion is really important to you, which it should be to every relationship. Passionate relationships are what's up, you know what I mean? But yeah, maybe this worry is like, what if we move in together and the passion is no longer there? That kind of vibe as well. Now, this Wheel of Fortune card, it can mean a couple of things, okay? So this can also mean that there is an element of resistance to change, especially if you feel it forced upon you. So maybe you're the one that's sort of holding back or unsure about the next step in the relationship, just because you're resisting any change to the current situation that you're in. Maybe you've just got to a place that you really like, that you really love, and you're sort of scared that it's not going to, you know, remain that way with these changes. But if you just remember, change is literally always happening. That wheel is always turning. You'll have such an improved experience if you go with the flow and just trust yourself a little bit more. This is also saying that there is a final kind of breaking of a negative cycle that has been present in your life for quite some time. So maybe this is also you finally settling down, or you finally being prepared to take a next step, or you finally being a little bit more prepared in life for this stage. Something like that. But there's something that maybe you thought was negative in yourself that this relationship will be signaling that is ending. I want to get a little bit more clarification on this. So we've got the Seven of Wands. Let me just, under the Two of Wands. We've got the Five of Cups. Ooh, okay. Got the Tower reversed. And the Two of Cups. With this Seven of Wands card here, the fact that it's coming out under the Two of Wands, so this is very action-based energy, okay? And I'm really feeling like this is all about putting forth your ideas, putting forth the things that matter to you, being truthful and honest about how you're feeling or what you're wanting, your intentions and what you're expecting. The Seven of Wands is influencing this with an energy of defending yourself, of standing tall and defending the choices that you make or the person that you are. You sometimes put yourself aside, or you sometimes put your opinion second to someone else. In this planning early stage of exciting, where's this going to go? What's going to happen here? In that energy, it's really important to still keep putting yourself first. With this relationship that you're in, it's really important that when all those little situations arise, you're still making sure that your opinions are heard and communicated well. I also really feel like this is something that you've dealt with before in the past, or you've had experience with occurring in yourself in the past. For some of you, there's a fear of abandonment, potentially, that's been the cause of feeling out in the cold. With the Five of Cups here, okay, it's so interesting that you've got the two fives. So 5 as well is also about massive change. Huge change. So I feel like change is an element in this reading for you. This element of, I mean, you've got two as well, two twos. This energy of lack and lacking abundance, lacking the things you need, lacking love, all of that kind of thing, lacking money, you know, security, wealth, lacking health as well. I feel like this relationship is putting an end to all of that, putting an end to despair, an end to how it was done in the past or the pain that you felt in the past. So I feel like this relationship is going to be incredibly healing. Now, the Five of Cups generally does mean there's an element of sadness, you know, loss, a little bit of regret, also feeling abandoned. So very much a lot of past is also coming through here. This is saying that if you're focusing too much on the grief and the loss that were present in your past, you will remain blind to the potentials and the opportunities that lie before you in the relationship that you are in. A new start is really waiting for you here with this next step in the relationship. It's a brand new start. It's like a moving on moment. You know what I mean? Move through the stages of the things that you have lost in the past, or maybe the relationships that you're still a little bit focused on. Get rid of those, or honor them, but get on with your life as well. You know what I mean? Feel the pain, but really focus on forgiveness for yourself and for the other people involved in the past as well. So I don't know if this is specifically past relationships or this is past traumas, but there is this element of everything is going to be fine. Like, you're going to be experiencing the end of feeling abandoned, out in the cold, forgotten. You're going to be entering into this time of abundance, essentially. The Tower in reverse is really saying that there's a lot of personal changes that you're going through at this time. And maybe this, again, there's a lot of change going on internally, and you're maybe worried about how it might affect the relationship or where it will take the relationship. There's some kind of element of how you're kind of wondering how it all ties in, or how you're going to continue working on yourself with this relationship. The Tower is upheaval as well. It's still this element of upheaval, but on a very personal, inner level. This is causing an element of questioning your fundamentals or your belief systems, your values, your purpose, and like your spiritual awakening, your meaning, you know, like you're questioning your spiritual meaning or getting more in tune with that level of self. So this, for me, is going to be taking place once you enter into this relationship, because it is a very twin flame relationship, because there is so much flame energy in this as well. It's like, this is fiery, fast, exciting, passionate energy that this relationship will go down, and it will cause you to go on this inner personal journey that will end all this past suffering, end this lack focus, and will leave you in a place of beauty, love. Two of Cups is harmony, complete peace. It's showing that with the Wheel of Fortune, yes, there is still some elements that you are resisting, but you are actively working through them too. You're resisting a lot of this emotional baggage coming up because you're a little scared to face it. But your relationship can withstand whatever level of spiritual journey you are on. Your relationship can handle it. There's a lot of passion and a lot of love going on here. The Two of Cups is like protected, guided, loved relationship that has been divinely curated and brought together. It's soul commitment. So this relationship is really strong, and it will go through these amazing journeys together that will solidify it even stronger than you could have ever imagined, to this place where it's a beautiful give and take. It's so equal. It's amazing. I'm stoked for you. Now, I do have another couple of cards. Okay, so first up, we've got the new moon in Virgo with a time to give rather than take. The focus that you'll be having, or the focus that you want, or what you're really wanting to bring into your experience, is a relationship that is giving of each other. So it's a very equal giving and taking relationship. That is obviously quite a big focus. Okay, so the new moon in Virgo is very much about that practical planning energy to move forward, right? So this is more focus on those smaller details. Maybe this relationship can be tweaked now in this planning, still early stages of the relationship. Tweak the picture to improve the bigger picture. So maybe really get on the same page as each other with your expectations, your intentions, because maybe they just haven't been spoken about yet, or maybe that's the next step in itself. Things will be getting more organized with this card coming up. Things are going to be getting simpler. Things are getting organized. Things are going to be going the way that you hope, the way that you're really wanting, the big picture that you're seeing, even though you're still a little hesitant about that big picture, it's going to be what you want, what you've always wanted. It's bringing in emotional fulfillment, balance, harmony, love on all levels. Love for self even is coming in. You're going to be opening yourself up and being of more service to others in this relationship, because it will be such a harmonious, ideal, beautiful, kind give and take relationship that people will really look up to it and want to be just like it. And this opens up doors for money to flow, money and love to just flow. So that's why there's this ending of past poverty, essentially. Now, we also have remain positive. Okay, so this is really telling me that maybe this mindset, sorry, I'm not talking towards the microphone. This is really telling me that this mindset that you have, okay, is where the lack and the focus can sometimes be. So, but if you remain positive and really just work on visualizing what you're wanting to bring in rather than what you're stuck with, or the worries that you might have about what is coming forward for you with this relationship, remain positive and don't be afraid to really put out to the universe what you're wanting and what you're hoping to see come in for you. You know, it's like, do your best to focus on what you're really wanting to see rather than worrying about what you might see, because 99% of probably the things that you worry about don't even come true, right? So it's a waste of energy. It's a waste of mental space. So do your best to remain positive and look for new ways to stay positive within this relationship, or stay positive within yourself, to really give this new relationship such a big chance. All right, guys, that is all that I have for you today. Please don't forget to leave this video a like, guys, because it does help me out a bunch. All my links, along with the decks and the equipment that I used in today's video, will be listed in the description box below. I love you guys so much. Good luck with this. So let me close out this reading by thanking my spirit guides, your spirit guides, the moon, our mother, the sun, our father, the earth, fire, wind, and water from the north, south, east, and west, for all that has been, all that is, and all that will be. Goodbye, my lovelies. Good luck. Much love. Hello, my pile threes. So if you picked this channel card here, this is your reading. So number 17. Let's get started here. So first up, we've got reversed Queen of Swords. Then we've got the Six of Cups. Ooh, then we've got the Nine of Swords here. And the Ace of Pentacles. All right, so with this Queen of Swords energy here in the reverse, I'm really feeling like the Queen of Swords is usually, she has her head above the clouds. She doesn't have her head up in the clouds. She has a very clear vision of everything else. All the storm is not clouding her vision. She can still see through it. But in the reverse, it's saying that there is an element of this cloud now getting in the way. There's something within the relationship or within yourself that is clouding up your clear vision. So with the Six of Cups here, there's an element of your past coming back up in your relationship with this card here. So for me, the Six of Cups is all about sort of happy memories or memories of the past, childhood, family memories. Maybe there's an element of your past that is starting to that is clouding an element of yourself or an element of your relationship. This Six of Cups for me is all about looking to the past for lessons about the present. You know, we try to understand the present based on what happened in the past, okay? So this is where nurturing your inner child comes out. So maybe this is coming out for you because this is a stage that you will be going through and it will be affecting your relationship in a positive way. Because remember, this is all about that pure innocence that comes from the past or the younger you. This can sometimes mean that a healing of the past will be taking place or needs to be taking place or will be happening soon for you. There's an element that your relationship will actually be bringing up a programmed belief from your past. There's an element that your relationship will be bringing up that you will be able to heal and clear out within this relationship. This is the next step. This element of your past, right? This innocence of yourself, because it's come up next to the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is all about worry, insomnia, nightmares, really the intense worries, the anxieties, the intensity. This is embodying the mental anguish that they can cause. This is the mental process of stressing, okay? So I can see that there's an element of your childhood or an element of your past that causes you to have these moments of anxiety, to have these moments of worry, and to have these moments of freaking out. So maybe you're someone that worries that you will be abandoned quite a lot. Maybe you're someone that really does worry about that happening in a relationship, so that you kind of end up causing it to happen almost. Your worries are worries from the past, and the past is now dictating your future. You need to get back to the root of the problem of what keeps coming up so that it stops coming up, because you're taking it out on the relationship a little bit, or you're thinking there's something really wrong with the relationship, when in actual fact the thing that's really wrong is the stress and the worry and the anxiety that you have inside about something. This will be healed and moved on. And I feel like as well, because the cups are all to do with emotions, the Six of Cups is almost like a gift. Like, this is also a stage of understanding that the past, and actually looking back to the past to understand the present, is opening up this beautiful place to find peace in the past. Spirit's also saying that to actually go into it, there's going to be some stress, there's going to be some anxieties, there's going to be some stressing coming back from going into it. But it's so important to go into because it's leading you into this real open and infinite potential for you and your relationship. One with a really high potential of material success, physical success. You know, you both will be very good for each other on a very physical level. I just want to grab a bit more cards because I do have some more tarot cards here, okay? So we've got the Hierophant under the Queen of Swords. And we've got reverse 10 of Swords. Okay. Rightio. We've got 9 of Coins. And then we've got reversed 9 of Swords. Whoa. This fogginess that you're actually feeling in your relationship is actually an incredibly blessed time, even though it might not feel that way. The Hierophant is all about wisdom, knowledge from above, the source energy within, okay? And channeling guidance from within, from the source part of you. So this relationship is really, really, really blessed. I know it doesn't look like it is, but oh my goodness, it is blessed. So this relationship is really good because, okay, the relationship is causing this fogginess to occur. It might be in the way that you guys communicate. This is why, to me, it feels like such soulmate or twin flame energy, because the Hierophant is saying that this whole instance of you feeling foggy, like you've got to work something out, is actually the stepping stone of you unlocking this understanding of past traumas. It's going to feel like a bit of a stressful journey, okay? Because it's just making you face a lot of things that you don't want to face. It's making you, you don't want to face it. You don't want to see it. You don't want to deal with it. You kind of just want to leave it. This is like a spiritual journey together. You know what I mean? This is like soul contract vibes, 100%. So this relationship is meant to be happening. This relationship is going to great places. And it's one of those ones where it gets a little dark, but the darkness just strengthens the relationship immensely, because you guys have to do some healing together, and this is your healing, essentially. Yeah, so I'm really feeling, okay, so this 10 of Swords in reverse, okay, this in this tarot is depicted by a lot of swords in a guy's back with the dawn breaking in the background. This is showing me that you're really combating an almost inevitable change that's happening, or an ending that's happening, okay? Ending to the past traumas, or ending to the stress of looking back to the past. I understand you don't want to go back and maybe do this work because it's so heavy, it's so scary and so hard, and you don't want to, I don't know, become emotional. But there's a lot of heaviness on your mental space because of this past. This is leading you to some immense personal growth in the long term. This is going to change you for life in the best way. This is you getting to the best version of yourself. This card is really showing me, the 10 of Swords in reverse, that something ended badly and you're still carrying around wounds from it, okay? But you've buried them quite deep because you're realizing that they're still present. So this spiritual connection that you're going through with your relationship is taking you into a spiritual awakening, which is amazing. It's amazing. You're going to love it. You are going to love it. The time to step up and deal with this past, whatever that is for you, it's the only way that you can release yourself from this pain. The 9 of Coins is all about complete stability, self-secured. She's independent. It's a feminine energy, very independent. It's that really enjoying the journey, okay? And that's really telling me that while it seems like a journey that you don't want to go down, it's going to reveal so much beauty, so much amazingness, essentially. It's going to get you to this place of being more confident, being more assertive, being more in control of your life, because nothing now will be hidden from yourself. You'll understand every part of you, every nook and cranny. This is really before entering into that queen energy. This is where you're heading, you know, this Queen of Swords. So maybe there's an air energy present here in your top 3 even. But yeah, 9 of Coins is like, This is getting you to that place of, all right, I'm sweet, I'm good, I'm sorted. I've got my life that I love, and it's like luxurious life as well. With the fact that there's this Ace of Pentacles here, it's really telling me that dealing with this is opening up a new channel of income, a new channel of potential for income. And it's essentially getting you to this place of self-independence, where you can take care of the self completely on every level. And you're in this stage of really enjoying your life in this relationship. It's a very, I feel like this is quite a personal reading, but it's sort of giving me a bird's eye view, if you will, of what you're going through and what your relationship is going to help you to unlock for yourself. This is amazing energy. Amazing. And it's interesting as well that we've got the channel card here with the Hierophant, because the Hierophant is all about spiritual channeling. He channels guidance from above and delivers it to all the people that are around him. So yeah, there's some sort of channeling, downloading of information or something going on here. It's interesting as well with the Nine of Swords showing up twice. Two nines is very much completion, ending, you know. Nines, oh my God, you've got 9 3 times. Whoa. Okay, my bad. You've got 9 3 times and a 10. So there's new beginnings here with endings of phases. So you're like closing out a lot of old stuff. There's a lot of past things you're like finally dealing with. You're getting it out and you're like, that's not going to hinder my future anymore. I just get a lot of like this kind of like, yep, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. I'm good. See you later. It's a lot of like cutting away of all this past stuff. This relationship that you're in is going to be getting you to this place where you can heal your wounds and let go of all the pain. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my God. This is making that recovery for me. This is all about recovery. When you get to this recovery, there's this new potential awaiting you for a new life. This is symbolizing that all the work that I've mentioned here, you will be doing on yourself. You're going through this spiritual transition. You're making a recovery from just sadder days, you know? You realized things aren't maybe as bad as you made them out to be. You will be having this realization of, why don't I just do this for myself so that I can just get to where I want to be? Why did I let all these other things stress on me for so long when I could have just had this amazing chill time to redirect and find myself? You know what I mean? It's like that kind of energy. With that, let's jump into another few cards. First up, we've got the full moon in Sagittarius with look at the big picture. Your view of situations are going to be changing. You're going to be looking into the past and really looking at that with a bigger view, a wider view. And you're going to find a lot more peace, release, changing of opinions, changing of feelings about your past. You'll make peace with the parts that you need to allow in more silly, fun, adventurous energy. We've got the next card, which is you're very close to achieving your goal with the gibbous moon. Okay, so the gibbous moon is the moon phase that is almost full. Just a little bit more and he'd be a full moon. He's like that stage where there's all this high potential. You're wanting to get to this point where you unlock your highest potential, your best version of self. You want to unlock all of that so that your relationship can flourish. So you can really work on yourself to get you to the place that you want to be and achieve this goal of happy home harmony is what I'm feeling. You realize that you've got to go through this journey so that you can achieve your goal, and you've got this relationship that's allowing you to do this. We've also got it's time to release negativity. with the full moon in Scorpio. So the full moon in Scorpio, Scorpio is linked to the death card, which is transformation, the death card in the tarot. So this is just telling me that this is a lot of shadow work. You're going down this path of shadow work, and it's going to be connecting you in with the universe, with God, whatever you call that energy for yourself, but you will be connecting in with this universal energy. And it's going to help you to show you the way through your shadow work so that you can get to this place of happy relationships, because you understand that the journey sometimes has to start within yourself to have the happy relationship. Without doing the work here, it won't get to the potentials and the heights that you want to go. So the universe is really bringing about this situation to get you on the move to getting to that place. And we've also got you are good enough with the full moon in Virgo. This is all about self-worth as well. So you are good enough. So you are going to be stepping into this place where you clear out some past things, okay? And you step into this energy of I am good enough. I am going to clear this out so that I can have an incredibly happy, abundant relationship. I am good enough. I am good enough to have this, so I'm going to it. You know what I mean? So you have this sort of step up of realization. That's what this is talking about, that realization. There's going to be an element of getting really honest with yourself about what leads you to this situation. That is the way through it. That's the facing that you do through the truth of it. So that's what this is showing. The last couple of cards here that I have is in the near future. And the other card we have is forgiveness. In the near future is really telling me that this journey is going to be presenting itself very soon, or the end of it will be presenting it very soon. In the near future is basically saying this is very much something to expect. In the near future, you're going to have this moment of, why didn't I do all of this sooner? Why didn't I just get to it earlier? The answer to that is you needed your twin flame to be there for you. You needed a spiritual guide or someone to spiritually connect with to create this whole movement. So you guys getting together is incredibly important for your journey. And in the very near future, okay, you can be getting over this past worry, this past trauma, this past anxiety. Forgiveness is the key. Forgiveness will bring in this release. Forgiveness for yourself first. Forgive yourself for not knowing more. Forgive yourself for not understanding more. Forgive yourself for all the mistakes that you've perceived that you've made, because forgiveness for self is what will unlock all of this. Forgiveness for all of those involved from the past will unlock all of this for you. The forgiveness will bring you to the end of the phase, and the end of the phase is in the very near future. That is all that I'm seeing for you, my beautiful pile threes. Whoo! A lot happening on a very personal level in this reading, but you must be someone that is destined for this journey, and you both are going to learn a lot from this. It won't just be one-sided, and it's going to be really, really beautiful, really special. So I'm happy for you. Congratulations. Don't forget to leave a like on this video, please, guys, because it does help me out a bunch. All my links along with the decks and the equipment that I used in today's video is listed below in the description box. I love you so much. Let me close out this reading by thanking my spirit guides, your spirit guides, the moon, our mother, the sun, our father, the earth, fire, wind, and water from the north, south, east, and west for all that has been, all that is, and all that would be. Goodbye, my lovelies.